Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thanksgiving game between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants is Tommy DeVito versus Cooper Rush.
6 weeks to go and the races are heating up. So, here's where all 32 teams stand in our Week 13 edition of the Power Rankings. Number 32, New York Giants. Last time's ranking, 29. Ladies and gentlemen, your new front-runners for the first overall pick. The Giants mercilessly ended the Daniel Jones era by granting his requested release before Sunday's humiliating 30-7 beatdown at the hands of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Giants have one more win on their schedule, max, but losing out is also a highly likely scenario. Number 31, Jacksonville Jaguars. Last time's ranking, 32. The Jaguars were on a bye week, giving Trevor Lawrence valuable time to rest up his shoulder. The bad news for Jags fans is, well, after hosting Houston in Week 14, all their remaining games take place against teams with losing records. So, Jags fans that are hoping for a tank job, hold your horses. Number 30, Las Vegas Raiders. Last time's ranking, 30. Don't look now, but that is now 7 straight losses for the Raiders following a 2-2 start. And with the Chiefs, Buccaneers, and Falcons next on the schedule, the push for the first overall pick is looking real promising in Las Vegas's favor. Number 29, New England Patriots. Last time's ranking, 27. A 34-15 road loss to the Miami Dolphins doesn't look good on paper, but rookie QB Drake May made some big-time plays despite being under duress all day long. That's a pretty big positive for the Patriots. Number 28, New York Jets. Last time's ranking, 26. The hapless Jets are on a bye week, so at least they weren't able to embarrass themselves much further. At this point, the Jets have very little to play for but pride. Number 27, Tennessee Titans. Last time's ranking, 31. The Titans came into Houston and pulled out an ugly, albeit thrilling 32-27 road win over the Texans. The Titans have been playing their opponents tough, so don't bet against them upsetting Washington when they come to town next Sunday. Number 26, Cleveland Browns. Last time's ranking, 28. Because football is weird, the sluggish Browns offense picked it up after snow invaded Huffington Bank Field in their Thursday night win over Pittsburgh. Of course, they won't be pushovers these final 6 weeks. And another chance to play spoiler with a road contest against the Denver Broncos is up on Monday night. Number 25, Carolina Panthers. Last time's ranking, 24. A last-second loss to the heavily favored Chiefs is nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, Bryce Young hung in there and traded blow for blow with Patrick Mahomes, and he is certainly playing his way towards another year as the starter for 2025. Number 24, Chicago Bears. Last time's ranking, 23. The Bears nearly pulled off a miracle for the ages against the Minnesota Vikings, but the visitors prevailed by the skin of their teeth, dropping the Bears, now loses a 5 straight, to 4-7. Caleb Williams has been a bright spot, but it's clear that a new coaching staff is absolutely needed in order to maximize his potential. Number 23, Dallas Cowboys. Last time's ranking, 25. Amid a disastrous season for the Cowboys, they came into Washington and stunned Jaden Daniels' Commanders with a 34-26 victory. No, the Dak Prescott-less Cowboys won't make the playoffs, but beating a heated division rival on their own field had to feel pretty dang good. Number 22, New Orleans Saints. Last time's ranking, 22. The Saints came out their bye week as winners of 2 straight. 4 of their final 6 games are against teams in the playoff picture, so Darren Rizzi's squad has a fun chance to cause some chaos in the postseason chase. Number 21, Cincinnati Bengals. Last time's ranking, 21. Coming out of their Week 12 bye, every game is now a mandatory victory for the 4-7 Bengals, and they're gonna need some help along the way. Number 20, Indianapolis Colts. Last time's ranking, 19. Shane Steichen's Colts were no match for the visiting Detroit Lions, who pummeled them into submission with a 24-6 victory. Indy has to be kicking themselves for dropping 4 of their last 5. Like Cincy, Indy's got to win out to have any hope at the postseason. Number 19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last time's ranking, 20. Mike Evans' return powered the Bucs to a 30-7 dismantling of the Giants, ending a 4-game losing skid and putting Todd Bowles' squad right back into the playoff mix. Tampa isn't done yet, but they're going to need a lot of help if they're to steal the division from Atlanta. Number 18, San Francisco 49ers. Last time's ranking, 17. A second straight loss drops them to 5-6, yet still only 1 game out of first in the NFC West. Still, the 49ers are also in a spot where every game is now a must-win, and it doesn't get any easier with the road game against the Buffalo Bills next up on the schedule. Number 17, Miami Dolphins. Last time's ranking, 18. Well, the Dolphins aren't going down without a fight. Now winners of 3 straight, the 5-6 Dolphins suddenly have a bit of life in the playoff race. Thursday's Thanksgiving clash with Green Bay at Lambeau Field is a must-have. Number 16, Los Angeles Rams. Last time's ranking, 14. The 5-6 Rams just can't find any consistency whatsoever. If the Rams want to take the wide-open NFC West throne, they're gonna need to stop alternating wins and losses. They still face each of their division foes one more time, but all those are adding up to must-wins as well. Number 15, Atlanta Falcons. Last time's ranking, 15. Losers of 2 straight, the Falcons got a much-needed bye week to reset and regroup with 2 tough opponents next on the slate. A home clash with the Chargers, followed by a road tilt against the Vikings. Number 14, Houston Texans. Last time's ranking, 12. If there is one playoff contender that feels like a safe bet to go one and done, it might be the Texans. They've now lost 3 of 4 with only 1 win coming against a sorry Dallas team with a backup quarterback. Number 13, Arizona Cardinals. Last time's ranking, 11. An ugly 16-6 loss in a rain-filled affair keeps this division as a 4-way horse race. With the Vikings and Seahawks next on the schedule, Kyler Murray and company need to quickly regroup. Number 12, Seattle Seahawks. Last time's ranking, 16. The Seahawks' big win over Arizona has them in sole possession of first in the NFC West. What a bonus that the Rams and 49ers also lost. But with games against Arizona, Green Bay Mini, and the Rams still up on their schedule, there's a long way to go towards locking the division down. Number 11, Washington Commanders. Last time's ranking, 10. Alright, it is now panic time in Washington. The biggest surprise of the first half went from 7-2 to 7-5, this time falling to a hapless Dallas Cowboys team at home. The Commanders' special team let them down, with Austin Saber missing the game-tying extra point after Jane Daniels' miracle touchdown to Terry McLaurin in the waning seconds. The Titans come to town on Sunday. Dan Quinn and company really cannot let another W slip away with the playoff race now heating up. Number 10, Denver Broncos. Last time's ranking, 13. Sean Payton's Broncos just keep on cruising. The Broncos strengthened their playoff push with a 29-19 road win over the Raiders. Now at 7-5 with a manageable schedule down the stretch, the Broncos look poised to end their 9-year playoff drought. Number 9, Los Angeles Chargers. Last time's ranking, 9. Jim Harbaugh fell to older brother John and the Ravens in an ugly home loss on Monday Night Football. Now at 7-4, the Chargers need to self-reflect and figure out how to beat legitimate competition. They're still a safe bet to make the playoffs, but the Broncos have a real shot at leapfrogging the Chargers in the wildcard standings. Number 8, Baltimore Ravens. Last time's ranking, 8. With the Steelers also losing, the 8-4 Ravens still have a real shot at the division crown. Another encouraging note, the D has allowed under 20 points in 3 of their last 4 weeks. In a potential Super Bowl preview, the Ravens will head back home to welcome the Red Hot Eagles. Number 7, Green Bay Packers. Last time's ranking, 7. Winners in 6 of their last 7, Green Bay looks awfully dangerous with the postseason looming. Surely a wildcard team nobody wants to face. NFL Thanksgiving football returns to Lambeau Field with the Dolphins visiting the Cheeseheads in the 3rd game on Thursday night. Number 6, Pittsburgh Steelers. Last time's ranking, 4. The Steelers ought to be sick after putting up a bit of a stinker in Thursday's road loss to the Browns. That L takes them out of the running for the AFC's top seed, and it leaves the door open for the Ravens to push for the division crown. Number 5, Minnesota Vikings. Last time's ranking, 6. The Vikings nearly choked it away against the rival Bears, but Sam Darnold and company had no issue adding some overtime theatrics in a nail-biting overtime victory at Soldier Field. Now 9-2, the Vikings need some help to unseat the Lions for the NFC North crown. Number 4, Philadelphia Eagles. Last time's ranking, 5. Yeah, feel free to hop on the hashtag Saquon for MVP bandwagon. What a show by the star running back in La La Land. A franchise record 255 rushing yards and 302 yards from scrimmage in a 37-20 blowout win over the Rams. Oh, and the Eagles have won 7 in a row and have the NFC East on cruise control. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. Last time's ranking, 3. It was very ugly, alright, but the Chiefs barely snuck past the heavy underdog Panthers on a last-second field goal to avoid a second straight loss. The Chiefs are playing with fire by waiting until the waning seconds to win all these games, especially against weaker opponents. Number 2, Buffalo Bills. Last time's ranking, 2. 2. The Bills got to enjoy a well-deserved bye week after their monumental Week 11 home win against the Chiefs. Up next, the Bills try to put a dagger in the 49ers season on Sunday Night Football. Number 1. Detroit Lions. Last time's ranking 1. Dan Campbell's Lions came into Indianapolis and crushed the Colts without issue to extend their win streak to 9. At 10-1, the Lions have already clinched a third straight winning season. But hey, what changes would you make to our Week 13 power rankings? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking that like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.